All right, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back, guys. We are going over some word problems today. Now, remember, when you're reading a word problem, guys, best thing to do is to read the word problem at least twice so you can get a sense for what the problem is about. Normally, what I tell my students is the first time you read a word problem, you're in shock, okay? It's the second time you read it, you realize, wait a minute, I actually have to do it. As you read it, guys, you want to pay attention to critical information. Most of the information in here, sometimes it's extraneous. You really don't need it. So let's go ahead and get started here with number one. Keisha is planning to rent a van for her trip to Mount Rainier. Two of her friends each rented the same type of van from the same car rental company last week. This is what they told her. So guys, basically, all of that first sentence right there, that's extraneous information. Actually, first few sentences, you don't need that. Don't focus on that, okay? John, the cost of my rental was $240. The company charged me a certain amount per day and a certain amount per mile. I had the rental car for 5 days. Okay, so what's critical? So it was $240 he paid for 5 days, and he drove it for 200 miles, okay? Now, Katie, on the other hand, the cost of her rental was $100, critical information. I drove it for 100 miles, and I had it for 2 days, guys. Look at that, okay? 100 miles, 2 days. So there's a difference of 100 miles between the three. And then 5 days was one. The other one was 2 days. So there's a difference of 3 days. Keisha plans to get the same type of van that John and Katie had from the same car rental company. Keisha estimated her trip would be 250 miles, okay? And she would have the vehicle for 4 days. Let's C equal the cost, M equal the miles, and D equals the days. Which equation could Keisha use to figure out how much her rental would cost, okay? So guys, on this particular problem right here, your job is to decipher which one of these 4 equations would represent how much they're going to charge per day, how much they're going to charge per mile, okay, in order to figure out the total cost of her car rental, okay? She's gonna drive the car 250 miles, okay? 250 miles for 4 days, and it's going to cost her how much money? Well, we don't know how much money it's going to cost. All right, guys. So first, let's focus on this, guys. When you when you rent a vehicle, they charge you a base price per day and then plus the miles, okay? So a company might say, you know what, I'm charging you $40 plus maybe 10 cents per mile. $40 per day plus 10 cents per mile. So if you were to go for, like, let's say 2 days, it would be 2 times 40 for the days, and then it's 10 cents per mile, guys. And if they're going to charge you 10 cents per mile, okay, you would take the number of miles, multiply it by the 10 cents, okay, and then add it to the cost that they would charge you for the days. So guys, let's first look at these 4 choices. We're going to eliminate some of them, okay? Now, listen, guys, think about the days, okay? Think about the days, okay? D represents the days, how much they're going to charge you per day, okay? So if they're going to charge you per day, is it going to be a lot of money, or is it going to be a few cents per day? What do you guys think? A lot of money, or is it going to be a few cents per day? What do you think? Per day. Okay, how about this, guys? Which one of the answer choices can we eliminate? Look at the answer choices, guys, because some of them just don't make sense. So we're going to eliminate the ones that don't make sense. No? Nobody? Okay, so guys, go ahead.
I think we should, okay, so D stands for day, right?
Yes, and they're going to charge you a certain amount per day.
Okay, I think we should cross out A.
Why?
Because it just doesn't make sense to me of how they put 0.20 for day.
Exactly. They can't charge you 20 cents per day. And then they're going to charge you $40 for each mile. That makes no sense whatsoever. Very good. Okay. So we're going to get rid of that one. Which other one can we get rid of? What do you guys think? There's another one we can get rid of. Anybody? No?
Wait, give me 1 more second to think. Sorry.
Okay. All right. Use the same logic that you used to eliminate letter A. Use that same logic. So now you have 3 answer choices. Which one can you eliminate?
Maybe C?
Yes, absolutely. They won't charge you 40 cents per day. Okay. So there goes C, guys. All right. So that leaves you with either B or D. Okay. Now, guys, how do we differentiate between which one is the correct answer? And we're going back to, let's go to Katie first. Katie was charged $100 for 100 miles for 2 days. So which one of these equations, when we plug in the 2 days and the 100 miles, will give us $100, guys? So let's look. If we were to do letter B, guys, listen to this, letter B, they're saying it's $40 per day, and she drove for 2 days. So if we do 40 times 2, everybody, that's going to give us $80, okay? And then they're charging 20 cents per mile. She was gone for 100 miles. She drove for 100 miles. So if we take 20 cents, we multiply it by 100, is that going to give us $20? Yes, that's going to give us $20. So when we add them together, yeah, we get $100, okay? So that worked. But guys, just make sure, let's go ahead and check out letter D. Let's check out letter D. Let's see what happens with letter D, guys. Letter D, if it's $20 per day, that would be 20 times 2, so that would give us 40. And then 40 cents per mile, guys, look at this. If you take that 40 cents, you multiply it by 100 miles, that's only going to give you $40. And when you add it together, it gives you $80. It doesn't give you the $100. So you see how it did not work for Katie. D did not work for Katie. Since it doesn't work within Katie's scenario, we cannot count D as the answer. So therefore, we're left with B, everybody, okay? And that's it, okay? Now, the other thing you can do is to look at the difference between Katie and John. What's the difference, guys? Okay, the difference in price is $140, okay? One of them drove for 200 miles for, let me see here, 5 days. That's 3 days difference and 100 miles difference, okay? So guys, you can use that to actually create an equation to go ahead and solve it. But this one right here is a system of equation. And sometimes I think you guys get lost in the system of equation. So for a problem like this, where you can use good old-fashioned common sense and come up with the answer, it's easier to use good old-fashioned common sense, come up with the answer, instead of sitting there and trying to write a system of equation, okay? So on a multiple choice problem like this, what did we do? Number one, we took out the answer choices that made no sense within the context of problem, okay? Number two, we use the examples that was already given to test out the equations that we were left with. And after testing out the equations we were left with, we managed to get the correct answer, guys, okay? So listen, as you go into these word problems, guys, just know you can do this. You've got great common sense. Use that common sense to help you get through these problems, all right? Let's try another one, guys. Number two, okay? And I'm gonna want more participation from you guys, okay, as we do this. Eddie's Towing Company charges $40 to hook a vehicle to a truck, guys, okay? So this is critical information right there, $40. And $1.70 for each mile. You hear that? $40. Guys, basically the problem is telling you what to do. They're charging you $40 plus $1.70 for each mile. Which equation best represents the relationship between the number of miles towed M, and the total charges. All right, guys, your turn. You guys drop it in the chat. Tell me which one you think is the answer. Come on, everybody participate. A, B, C, or D. Remember, guys, use common sense, okay? One of these definitely cannot be the correct answer. Actually, there's a whole bunch of them that cannot be the correct answer, okay? It's $40 to hook it up and then $1.70 per mile. Okay, guys, drop the answer in the chat. Let me see what you got. Guys, nobody's giving me anything? Come on. Somebody, anybody. Let me see. Ladies and gentlemen, come on. All right. I got one person. Anybody else? I got two. Yes. Okay. Come on. Two more people. Come on, guys. There's 7 of you. Berreford, give it a try, Berreford. Is Berreford still in here? Let me see. LP. Who's LP? Shanibi, give it a try. Zach, come on, Zach. Give it a try. Berreford, I see you in there. Give it a try. Guys, I just told you, listen, when you are working with these problems, especially when it's multiple choice, do not leave it blank, guys. You need to guess. Come on, Zach or Berreford. I'm waiting on one of you guys to give me the answer. Come on. Give me something. Even if you're wrong, guys, it's okay to be wrong. You learn from your mistakes. It's okay. Come on, Berreford. Zach, are you there?
I'm trying to do the math right now. That's why I'm quiet.
Okay, listen, Sweetie Pie, it's not a lot. It's not a lot. All you have to do is read the problem and you should be able to get the answer. Listen, it's $40 plus $1.70 per mile. Listen to that. Say it to yourself. $40 plus $1.70 per mile. Which one of those equations says that?
B.
Okay, that's it. Zach, I see you, Zach. Thank you for answering, Zach. And just like that, Berreford, you're absolutely right. And all the ladies who answered, you are absolutely right. The answer is B, guys. That wasn't difficult. They're telling you $40 plus $1.70 for each mile. So you have to make sure you multiply each mile by the $1.70. C and D wouldn't make sense, guys, because they're saying it's $40 per mile. That wouldn't make any sense whatsoever. And then letter A, I don't even know what they're saying with letter A. So we just leave that one alone, okay? All right, was there a question? No? All right, guys. So hopefully you're feeling a little bit more comfortable. Let's move on to this one right here. Now, guys, listen, again, we're gonna use some critical thinking skills right here, okay? This one is a system of equation, guys, so let's try to do it. The local deli charges a fee for delivery. On Monday, they delivered 2 dozen bagels to an office at a total cost of $8. On Tuesday, 3 dozen bagels were delivered at a total cost of $11. Which system of equations could be used to find the cost of a dozen bagel, okay? B is the dozen if the delivery fee is F. Now, guys, once again, read the problem. The problem sometimes tells you exactly what they want. Listen, here's what's important, guys. They delivered, okay, they charge a delivery fee. The delivery fee is always going to be the same, okay? The delivery fee is F. It's always going to be the same regardless, okay? Are you guys listening? It's always the same regardless. What is changing? The price of the bagel, guys, okay? And how many dozen bagels, okay? And the total cost and how many dozen bagels, okay? So one day it was $8 and the next day it was $11, but the delivery fee remains the same, okay? And so on Monday, they delivered 2 dozen and that was a total of $8. On Tuesday, they delivered 3 dozen. That was a total of $11. All right, guys, remember the delivery fee doesn't change. So whether you buy it on Monday or you buy it on Tuesday, it's the same thing for the delivery fee. Whether you buy 2 dozen, 3 dozen bagels, it's the same fee. That was a nice hint. So now that I've given you guys this nice hint, which one is the correct answer, guys? Remember, B is the cost per dozen bagel, okay?
And the delivery fee is the same price?
Yes, every day you ask for something to be delivered, they're going to charge you the same fee. I see you, Shanibi. Come on, guys. Okay. Somebody else give it a try. Let me see here who just gave me an answer. Okay, Moijan, I see you. All right. Okay, where's my guys? Zach, Barry, come on now. Give me an answer, guys. Monday, they delivered 2 dozen bagels. Okay. And there's a fee. Okay. So it's the 2 dozen bagels plus the fee to add up to $8. On Tuesday, they delivered 3 dozen bagels plus the fee. It added up to $11, guys. Which one says that? By the way, you should notice every answer has 2 equations. So yes, one equation is for Monday, one equation is for Tuesday. Come on, Belford, Zach, come on. Come on, guys. I want you to participate. Come on. Come on, Sugar Plum. I'm waiting on you guys. Uh-huh. Who else is in here? Let me see who else I want. Isabella, you got to participate too, Sugar Plum. LP, who's LP? LP, drop your name in there so I won't call you LP, okay? Guys, you're letting me down. Come on, guys. It's okay to be wrong. There's nothing wrong with being wrong, guys. You actually learn by making mistakes, okay?
Is it C?
All right, Barefoot says, is it C? Now, Barefoot, remember the hint that I gave you? The fee, which is F, is always the same.
Oh, all right.
Okay, so which one is it?
I'll have to go with D.
Yes, that is the answer. Very good, okay? So guys, listen, it's not that bad. If you take the time out to read the problems, you'll find that these problems are not that difficult, okay? And they're not even asking you to solve this. They're just asking you to write the equation. Okay, guys, let's look at this one right here. Max purchased a box of green tea mints. The nutrition label on the box stated that a serving of 3 mints contained a total of 10 calories, okay? And on the axis below, graph the function C, and C of X representing a number of calories in X mints, okay? All right. All right, I'm not sure. Okay, write an equation that represents C of X. A full box of mints is 180 calories. Use the equation to determine the total number of mints in the box. Okay. Okay, I think I'm gonna bypass that one, guys, because we can't fit the entire thing on here, even if we were to try. No, I can't fit the entire thing on here. I'm gonna bypass that one. Okay, let's go to this one right here, guys, right here. A shipping company charges $1.20 times the sum S of the length, width, and height of a package. Guys, what does sum mean? The word sum. What does the sum mean?
The total?
Okay, what kind of operation is it? Is it multiplication, division, subtraction, addition? What operation is that?
I think it's addition.
Very good. Yes, it is. So guys, they're asking you to write an equation for this. So basically, it's gonna be $1.20 times the sum S of the length, width, and height of a package. All the dimensions are measured in inches. The company also charges $3 for processing the package to be shipped. On the line below, write an equation that the shipping company can use for determining the cost for shipping any package. Okay, guys. So on this one right here, they're going to do $1.20, okay, times the sum, which is S. That S represents the sum of all these three measures here, the length, the width, and the height. They're not asking you to write a separate letter for each one. They're telling you S represents all of them added up together, guys. And then they multiply it by S, and then they charge a processing fee. The processing fee is always the same. So since the processing fee is $3 for processing the package, what would I add to this, guys? What would I add to this? $1.20 times S plus what, guys?
Plus 3.
Plus $3. And that's it. Now, guys, be careful. Here's the other thing, okay? When you're doing these problems, I think they do give you partial credit, but if they say to use C for the total cost, you gotta use C. If they say to use S for the sum, you have to use the S, okay? So you can't use X and Y. If you use X and Y, they will give you partial credit, but they want you to use the variables that are provided in the problem. Why? Because they want to know that you're reading the problem. That's why, guys, okay? So make sure you're reading carefully. Use the variables they provide within the problem, okay?
I have a question, Miss Alcera.
Yes.
Why was it, okay, so when I wrote my equation, I did $1.20 dollars times, I didn't put the times sign, I put like the dot times
Right.
S. Why is it just S and not times S?
You could do that too. 120 dot S like this. That's fine. This is the same thing as 120S. It's all multiplication.
So you won't get counted wrong if you just put.
No. And then some students might even put parentheses around this. That's still the same thing. It's still multiplication.
Okay, thank you.
All right, more word problem. Oh, here's another word problem. Okay, let's see what we can do with this one right here. All right, guys. So the Smith family reunion and the Jones family reunion both include a visit to a family-friendly amusement park in Florida. Ooh, I wonder what park that is. The Smith family pays $882 for passes for 10 adults and 18 children, okay? And then the Jones family pays $951 for passes for 11 adults and 19 children. Which equation below can be used to solve for the price of the adult and child admission, okay? Now, guys, be careful. They're asking you which equation, okay? If you're looking at letter C, guys, letter C and letter D, they have two separate equations. So your question is, which one of these, okay, would be used to solve for the system? I mean, this problem, guys. Okay, hold on a second. What is happening here? Okay, all right. So guys, what do you think? By the way, some of these just don't make sense, guys. Seriously. Some of these just don't make sense, okay? So let's start off, guys. Which ones can we eliminate as not being the correct answers? Let's eliminate a couple of them, guys. There's a couple we can eliminate.
I'm not sure, but I think we should eliminate C.
Yes, absolutely. Why are we eliminating C?
Because it doesn't make sense to me because of 882 minus 10A minus 18C. It doesn't make sense at all to me.
No, you're absolutely right. It doesn't make sense. So let's get rid of that. Okay. Because remember, they're charging $10 per adult and then $18 per child. Let me see. 10 adults. Oh, no, wait a minute. I'm sorry. 10 adults and 18 children. Okay. No, it doesn't make sense. So We get rid of C, guys. Now that leaves us with 3 answer choices. So now the next question is there another one we could potentially eliminate, guys? Is there another one we could potentially eliminate? And the question is, which equation below can be used to solve for the price of the adult and child admission? So you want to be able to get to a problem where you can actually use the processes that you know of to be able to figure out how much did they charge per child? How much did they charge per adult? So guys, now we've narrowed it down to 3. Which one do you think is the correct answer, guys? Why should we eliminate D, sweetie pie? Why should we eliminate D? That was Shanibi. Okay, well, Shanibi, why should we eliminate D? All right, Shanibi says eliminate D because it's like C. But Shanibi, there's a big difference between C and D. C, they were subtracting. Here, let me go ahead and clear this out, okay? C, they were subtracting the 10 adults minus the 18 kids, and then 11 adults minus the 19 C. What does that, 19 adults, 19 kids, what does that have to do with anything? That is a big difference, okay? Because you want to come up with the total amount. To come up with the total amount, you got to take the cost per adult multiplied by how many adults, and the cost per child multiplied by the number of children, okay? And then that adds up to the total cost. Where's the subtraction coming from? So we can eliminate C, but D, I don't know about eliminating D, sweetie pie, okay? And by the way, guys, let's look at letter B here. Okay, let me see what you guys dropping in the chat here. I think the answer is D. All right, okay. Now, guys, let's analyze B. 882 minus 951, what is that going to give us? 10A minus 11A, what is that going to give us? The difference between the total number of children from the first family to the second family, which is negative 1A. That doesn't even make any sense, okay? So we can definitely get rid of B, guys. Just get rid of B. That's not going to work. Now, so that leaves you with A or D. So guys, the question is, can we use equation A to figure out the total price per, the total cost per adult, the total cost per child? We can't, because there's 2 variables in there. How are you going to solve that with 2 variables? In order to solve a 2 variable problem, we got to use a 2 variable system, guys. And that is absolutely, Moishan, letter D, okay? And by the way, guys, if you're looking at the topic for this one right here, it is talking about 2 equations and 2 variables. 2 equations, 2 variables. You see that? So guys, yes, the answer for this one is D, because that represents a system of equation, 2 equations, 2 variables. So when you solve it, you can use either elimination or substitution. On this one right here, you would have to use elimination, guys. You can't use substitution, okay? So this one right here, guys, be careful with it, okay? And once again, guys, let me encourage you to read the problems carefully to understand what the problem is asking you to do. And one more time, eliminate some of the answer choices so you have less to select from. When you do that, it increases your chances of getting the problem right. All right, guys. Now, this one right here, listen, this is difficult. Let me tell you why it's difficult, guys, because you're actually going to have to solve the system. But, oh, I'm sorry, we're not doing these. We want word problems. Okay, so I'm going to bypass that one, unless, of course, somebody wants me to do it. There's a lot of word problems in here, guys, okay? All right, here is another.
Miss Alcera, I have no idea how to do that one. Can you maybe go over one, please?
Absolutely.
In case I see one on the test.
Okay. Let me see here. Number 4, without solving, explain why the following systems must have the same solution. Okay. All right, you know what? Let me just go ahead and go to number 2. I'm just gonna solve the problem. Which system of equations has the same solution as the system below? Okay, guys. So, couple of things. when I'm working out these problems with my students, let me tell you, one of the things I like telling my students is this. You can simplify an equation. If an equation can be simplified, guys, simplify it, okay? And here's what I'm talking about, guys. If you look at the original problem right there, look at the first equation. Every term, you got 2x, 2y, and 16. They're all divisible by what? They're all divisible by 2. So which means we can reduce the first equation. So it's going to become x plus y equals to 8. And then the second one will remain the same thing, 3x minus y equals to 4. Now, I do this, guys, because, listen, just by doing that, I can look at letter B and say letter B cannot be the answer. Why? Because they're wanting to know which system of equation has the same solution as the one below. In order for them to have the same solution, the equations must be the same. Now, look at this one right here, guys. Letter B, it's not exactly the same, so get rid of that one, okay? So now I'm going to go to letter A, guys. Letter A, if I agree, by the way, the first equation is the same, but the second equation, guys, if I reduce it, I get 3x minus y is equal to 2, okay? Is that the same thing as the second equation from the original problem? No, it's not, okay? Now, guys, look at letter C. Look at letter C. The first equation is exactly the same thing as the original problem. But if you're looking at the second equation, every term is divisible by 2. Look at what happens when I reduce the second equation, guys. I get 3x minus y is equal to 4. Ding, 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 okay? So guys, essentially, letter C is exactly the same thing as the original problem, okay? But just in case you're not sure, look at letter D, guys. For letter D, the second equation, it's addition, it's not even subtraction, so there's no way this could be the answer. Now, Moijan, if you wanted to solve this, sweetie, one of the methods to solve these is elimination. And to do elimination, you have to make sure you choose one of the variables to eliminate. You want to make the coefficients the same with opposite signs, okay? And then eliminate that variable. Once again, in order to use elimination, okay? Let's see, I'm using elimination. This thing won't write. Okay, hold up a second. Let me see if it's writing. Okay, elimination. You have to choose a variable to eliminate. Whichever variable you choose to eliminate, the numbers in front of that variable must be the same and the signs are opposite. So guys, look at this equation right here. Which variable, x or y, has the same coefficient with opposite signs? Which one? Is it x or is it y?
Can you repeat it, please? Your
Okay.
question?
So this is your system right here, the one that I circled. One of the variables has the same coefficient, same number in front of that variable for both equations, and the signs are opposites. So which variable is it? Is it the x variable or the y variable? What do you guys think? Oh, come on, guys. Okay, so how
The
about
y? The y variable?
yes, the y variable. The coefficient of the first y is 1. The coefficient of the second one is -1. So yes, the numbers in front of y are the same. The signs are opposites of each other. So because, guys, they are the same coefficient with opposite signs, we can actually eliminate the variable y, okay? And then with what's left over, we're going to add to solve this. So remember, there's a 1 coefficient here. 1x plus 3x is 4x. And then 8 plus 4 gives you 12. And then you want to divide both sides by 4 to get x equals 2, 3. Now, remember, this is a system of equation. 2 equations, 2 variables. So therefore, how many answers should you have, guys? How many answers should you have? 2 equations, 2 answers. Yes, 2 variables, 2 answers. You have an answer for x. Now you got to go back and find y. Remember that first equation says X plus Y is equals to 8. So if X is 3, guys, 3 plus what gives you 8, guys? 3 plus what gives you 8? What would Y be? What's the value of Y, guys?
5.
Yes, absolutely. The value of Y is 5. I don't know what happened here, but my iPad here started acting up, okay? So that's one way to solve these systems, guys. And that was called elimination, okay? Elimination. All right, everybody.
Miss Alcira,
Uh-huh.
I have a question. How did you get 8 if it was 16? Did you like divide it by 2?
Yes, I took that first equation, 2x plus 2y equals to 16. You see they're all even. I divided every term by 2. So I'm reducing the equation. So I get x plus y equals to 8. You can do that with any equation.
Okay, but did you have to do it to the second equation, 3x minus y
No,
equals
you
4?
can't because the terms, they don't all have something they're divisible by. So no, you can't.
Oh, okay, I understand now. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, my iPad just zoomed in on me. I don't know how to unzoom it. So hopefully it keeps working for me, guys. All right, word problems. Okay, here's another one, guys. So on this one right here, guys, let's look. Sandy has a total of 35 coins in her money jar. If Sandy's jar contains only nickels and dimes, and the value of all the coins is 250, how many nickels does Sandy have? Okay. All right, guys. So this is going to require some common sense. Okay. So she's got a total of 35 coins. They consist of nickels and dimes. Now, the value of a nickel is 5 cents, guys, okay? The value of a dime is 10 cents. Now, if the total for her coins is 250, your question is, how many nickels does she have? So these answer choices here represents the total number of nickels, okay? So guys, for this one right here, it's going to be a process of guessing and checking, okay? So guys, listen to this. If she has 5 nickels, okay? If she has 5 nickels, that's letter A, it's gonna be a total of how much money? 5 times 0.05. How much money is that, guys? How much money is that? Ooh, come on, guys, you can do this. That'll be
Can you repeat again, please?
okay, if she's got 5 nickels, how much money is it? 5 nickels would add up to how much money?
25 cents.
25 cents. So if she had a total of 35 coins and 5 of them are nickels, that would mean that she has 30 dimes. If she has 30 dimes, okay, each dime is worth 10 cents. How much money would 30 dimes give her? How much money is 30 dimes, guys? How many dimes in a dollar? There's
10.
10 dimes in a dollar. So if you got 30 dimes, how much money is that?
$300.
No,
Oh,
you went too
$3.
far. $3. Okay. So guys, is this gonna add up? When you add these two together, is it gonna add up to 250?
Yes.
No, come on. Bedford, come on now. It's 25 cents plus $3. We want it to add up to 250. That won't add up, okay? So we're gonna get rid of that one because it won't add up, okay? So let's move on to the next one, guys. Actually, you know what? Let's try 20. If we have 20 nickels, okay, 20 nickels, guys, how much money is that? 20 nickels is how much money, guys? Remember, each nickel is 5 cents. 20 nickels.
$1.
Yes,
$1.
very good. Now, if there was a total of 35 coins and 20 of them are nickels, that means that there's 15 dimes. 15 dimes is how much money, guys? Come on. 15 dimes is how much money, guys? 15 dimes. 10 dimes make $1. So if you got 15, how much money do you have?
$1.05.
$1.50, Zach.
Oh,
Uh-huh. So when you add them together, do you get 250? Yes,
yes.
you do. So guys, the answer for this one is which one?
B. Wait.
C.
C.
C. Very good. Okay. So guys, this was a process of guessing and checking. And you can do that with practically any word problem, okay? And that was common sense. By the way, did you notice how everybody's answering the question? That's because this is a question about money. Everybody loves talking about money. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. So any questions about this one? I'm moving on. Because there's a lot of word problems, guys. Do you guys do word problems in your math classes every day?
No.
Oh, somebody said yes. Who said yes? Who said yes? Somebody said yes. Okay. Listen, I firmly believe, guys, every day, your math teachers should be doing word problems with you. And I don't mean one word problem. I mean multiple word problems, because most of the time, guys, listen, you get the other stuff. It's the word problems that trip you. And you know why? Because they don't do enough word problems with you guys. They don't expose you to enough. And the word problems is where the math comes to life. That's where the math is really applied. So guys, listen, if your teacher is not doing word problems with you, how about this? Shock your teacher and ask your teacher, can you do some word problems, please? I'm telling you guys, the reaction is going to be totally different, okay? Ask your teacher, can you do some word problems, please? Okay, guys, let's look. Number 2 here, the enrollment at high school R has been increasing by 20 students per year. Pay attention, guys, 20 students per year. Currently, high school R has 200 students attending, okay? So it has 200 plus it's increasing by 20 students per year, okay? And we'll call the year Y. I'm just making this up as I go along. High school T, oh, this is R, and there's high school T. High school T has 400 students, and it's currently decreasing in size by an average of 30 students per year. What operation is decreasing, guys?
Subtraction.
Very good. So it's decreasing by 30 students per year. Now, if the two schools continue their current enrollment trends over the next few years, how many years will it take the two schools to have, look at this guys right here, the same enrollment? Now, let's rephrase this so that it makes sense to you, so that you are able to come up with an equation to solve this problem, okay guys? Now, do you need to come up with an equation? No. All they're asking you guys is, when will the enrollment at R be the same thing at T? When will the number of students in R be equal to the number of students in T? So on this one right here, guys, listen, okay? You have the answer choices. You can use the answer choices to help you figure it out, okay? Or you can just say, okay, I know to find the number of students at R, I do 200 plus 20. Why? I know to find the number of students at T, I do 400 minus 30y, and they must be equal to each other. So I can go ahead and set up this equation right here and solve this. Can you guys solve that equation? Ooh, you guys are taking too long, so which means you cannot solve it. So guys, if you're not able to solve this one, then do it the same way we did the previous one, guys, okay? Plug the numbers in one at a time and figure out which number, A, B, C, or D, 4, 5, 10, 20, will make sure that you have the same number at R as you do at T. All right, so guys, which one? Give it a try, guys. Give it a try. Let's see if you guys can come up with the answer. I think this might be our last part. Oh, I got answers already? Shazam. Okay, it's between A and D. I have a question. Okay. Listen, guys, give me the precise answer. If it's between A and D, try A and then try D. And you have to try, make sure A fits into both scenarios. Make sure D fits into both scenarios, okay? Okay, go ahead, ask your question, Sugar Plum. Marjan, did you have a question or are you good? Hello?
Yes, I'm still here. Sorry, it took me a minute to unmute, but I'm okay. I'm working on it.
Okay, all right, guys. So someone said the answer is A. So let's try A, guys. So if it's 4 years, then I'm gonna take 200 and add 20 times 4. So that's gonna give me 200 plus 80. So that's gonna be 280. Now, guys, you gotta go to the second one and do the same thing and plug in the 4 for Y. So it'll be 400 minus 30 times 4. 30 times 4, everybody, gives you 120. 400 minus 120. Is that going to give you 280, guys? Huh? Yes, it is. So yeah, the answer is A. Someone said 20. 20, let me see. Let's try 20, guys. 200 plus 20 times 20. That's going to give you 200 plus 400. So that's going to be 600, okay? And then if you try it in the second one, guys, look at what happens. 400 minus 30 times 20. 30 times 20, guys, is a negative 600. And when you subtract them, look at what you get. Negative 200. How in the world is it going to be a negative, guys? It can't be a negative. Shoot, it cannot be a negative. So yes, guys, the answer for this one is A. Yep. All right. So, guys, that was a lot of word problems we just covered. You're probably getting a little overwhelmed. So do you guys want to leave it here for today? Because let me see here. Oh no, let's not go here. All right. Do you guys want to leave it here for today? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second, guys. Part A. In a basketball game, Marlene made 16 field goals. Each of the field goals were worth 2 points or 3 points, and Marlene scored a total of 39 points from field goals. Let me see here. Let X represent the number of 2-point field goals, and Y represents the number of 3-point field goals. Which equation can be used as a system to model the situation, okay? All right. So guys, select all that apply. When they say that, they want you to select everything, okay? And guys, remember, this is a system. Let this be our last problem, okay? This is a system, all right? So you're looking at 2 equations. So she scored a total of 16 goals. Each field goal was worth either 2 points or 3 points, okay? For a total of 39 points, okay? And so for this one, if X represents the 2-point field goals, and then Y represents the 3-point field goals, which one of these equations can be a system? What you have to remember, guys, is a system is 2 equations, 2 variables. So you gotta pick 2 equations, okay, guys? X is the number of 2 points, Y is the number of 3 points. So which ones can we eliminate right off, guys? Okay, let me put letters on them. A, B, C, D, E, and F. Which ones can we eliminate right off? Some of these just don't make sense, guys. Let's get rid of them. And remember, they told you 2-point field goals is represented by X. 3-point field goals is represented by Y.
Miss Alcera, so we're multiplying 2 times 3?
No.
Wait, okay. So it can't be A.
Okay. Now remember, for this one, you're gonna have to pick 2 answers. Okay? 2 answers. So the two answers has to be the system of equation you can use to solve this problem, okay? So guys, listen, the field goals, they are made up of the 2-point field goals, which are X, and the 3-point field goals, which are Y, and she made a total of 16 of them. So which equation would say that? Which equation says that? She made 2-point field goals plus 3-point field goals to add up to 16 field goals. Which one says that?
Letter C.
Okay. Letter C is basically adding up the number of points that she's made. Because the 2-point field goals, you don't know how many she made. So let's say she made 10 2-point field goals. So you would do 10 times 2 to figure out how many points she's earning from the 2-point field goals, okay? And what was the total number of points she earned? 39. Guys, listen, it's not bad. Listen to me. Okay, let me rephrase it for you. Listen, guys, okay? Use common sense. Don't overcomplicate it, okay? So she's on the field. Think about it, guys. If you're on the basketball, okay, we're talking about basketball now because I know most of you love basketball, okay? You got the 2-point throws, the 3-point throws. Belly forward, you listening? So the total number of points you scored is 16. And those 16 points are made up of 2-pointers and 3-pointers. So which one of these equations says the total number of points you scored? Okay.
Miss Alcera, so we have to pick 2 answers or?
Yes,
more?
you have to pick 2. But for now, let's just do it one at a time. Okay. So guys, think about the basketball again. Every time you shoot, okay, you have the option of making a 2-point shot or a 3-point shot. You made a total of 16 shots. Those 16 shots are made up of 2 points and 3 points. Which one says that, guys? And the 2 points are X, the 3 points are Y. Which one says that you made 16 shots?
Letter D. Letter D. I think letter D says it.
Okay, now letter D, let me tell you what it says. Letter D said you scored 39 points. That's what letter D is saying because there's a 39 in there, okay? So letter D is telling you the total number of points you scored. And yes, that is right, okay? So for every 2-point shot you make, okay, you get 2 points. And then for every 3-point shot you make, you get 3 points, okay? So the total number of points from the 2-point, from the 3 points, you multiply them, add them together, you get 39. So yes, that's one of the equations right there. But there's one more, guys. Come on. You made a total of 16 shots, and the 16 shots includes 2 points, okay? Which represents,
Sorry, I think the other one is D. I'm at C, sorry.
Okay, but listen, this is not telling us that we made 16. It tells us we made 16 shots, but once you put the 2 in there, the 3 in there, you're talking about the points. You're talking about the points. Now I'm talking about the number of shots you made. How many shots did you make total? You made 16, okay? Those 16 shots, they include the ones from X and the ones from Y. You made 16 shots, okay? So which one says that, guys? You shot from the 2-point line, you shot from the 3-point line. So the number of shots from the 2-point line, which is X, plus the number of points from the 3 points line, which is Y, adds up to 16. Which one says that?
The last guess that I can take, it has to be A because for sure I know it can't be E or F.
Yes, okay. Yes, it has to be A. Guys, listen, seriously. If you're playing basketball, okay, let's say this is your 2-point line, you shoot it from here, that's your X. This is your 3-point line over here, you shoot it over here. When you add the 2 points plus the 3 points, okay, that's gonna give you a total of 16 shots. And then to figure out how many points you scored, or you added to the team, you take the number of 2-point shots you made, multiplied by 2, the number of 3-point shots you made, multiply it by 3, and then that'll give you the total, which is 39. Yep. Guys, listen, you've got the answers. You just gotta take some time and think about it critically. I know you can do this. It's just that you really need to ask yourself this question, okay? How can I do this? How can I come up with the correct answer? Which one of these makes sense? Which one doesn't make sense? Like, guys, this one right here, let me see here. Hold on a second. I moved it up. Hold up a second. Right there. Okay. Like this one, letter E, guys. What is that saying? 3 times x plus 2y equals to 16. That makes no sense. Okay? That makes no sense whatsoever. And then letter F, that's 2 times y. Y is the number of 3-point shots. You can't have 2 times y because y is 3. So you can't do that one. Same thing, guys, with this one right here. Let me see here. This one right here. Y is the number of 3-point shots. That doesn't make any sense, so get rid of it. Yeah, get rid of them. And guys, how in the world is x plus y going to equal to 39? There's no way, okay? All right, guys, let me see. You tell me if you want me to do this one right here, because it's still about the same problem. Part B, how many 3-point field goals did Marlene make in the game? Enter your answer in the box. So now they want you to take the system of equation, guys, and solve it. They want you to actually take this and solve it out. You guys are gonna be okay, or do you want me to do it quickly?
You could do it quickly, please.
Okay, Mojan. All right, guys, so let's look. For this one, I am going to use elimination again. And remember, oh, Shazam. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Guys, remember, when we use elimination, we are going to go ahead and, all right, there we go. Choose a variable to eliminate. And then we're going to make the coefficients the same with opposite sign. I'm going to eliminate the x variable. To eliminate the x variable, and the reason why I'm eliminating the x variable is because we're looking for the 3-point field goals. Y represents the 3 points, okay? So to eliminate x, I'm gonna have to multiply the first equation by -2. I hear your question. Why -2? Because I want the numbers in front of x to be the same with opposite signs. And if I multiply one term by -2, I have to multiply the entire equation by -2, guys. So when I distribute the -2, I get -2x minus 2y is equal to a -32. And then, guys, remember I set out to eliminate x, so I'm going to eliminate my x and add. 3y plus -2y gives me y, and then 39 plus -32 gives me 7. So there was 7 3-point field goals. See, I told you that was quick. All right, guys. Any questions? No? You guys are good? All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording.